Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Vine Panther Presents. Today, we shall be getting back to Your Honor with season 2, episodes 2 and 3. Spoiler alert: the Baxters didn't pay. All right, but we got other things to talk about. All right, so let's damn it. I was like, well, but people paying. People. I was like, why, Lord, why? We'll get through all this. So let's get to Kim. What did you think of episodes 2, episodes 2 and 3, please?
Yeah, it was okay. I still don't understand why this is season 2. I just don't get it. I really don't. It's wonderful. Yeah, it's wonderful that he knows his grandson now, right? But this man is going through PTSD. Clearly, he's going through extreme grief. I mean, I don't feel this story is interesting. Like, you're trying to get Charlie, you bring down Charlie, you try to bring down the Baxters, right? I mean, so even at the end of the episode, what, 4? I think, no, 3. When the two grandfathers are looking over at Rocco, I was like, so now basically, are you trying to say that is Mike's way in to the family? So now that way he'll be able to, and I'm like, do you really think that man is going to trust you to be in his business? Like, being around the grandchild is different because that's his granddad, both granddads, right? But actually being around the what's his name? Jimmy Baxter. You think he's gonna let him be in his office where the business goes down? This is what Rosie Perez's bright idea is? What? To me, it doesn't make sense. This whole season doesn't make sense to me. So, and then his mother-in-law, I understand that he feels like she's family, but when you get a divorce or the spouse dies, that's not your mother-in-law any longer, and you leave the people alone. Like, even they don't even have Adam as a connection anymore. So I didn't understand why he went to her in the first place. Like, go to Charlie. If that's who you're trying to investigate, go have Charlie help you out, right? Charlie can put him in a place to live, and he has a job, and because Rosie got him a job. So I'm like, I just don't. This is not an interesting story to me. So I'm just watching. Let's just say that.
All right. Well, at least we're doing it together.
Oh, Gina. Woo. Gina. Her husband should have slapped the shit out of her.
Yo.
Woo. Now, Gina she's becoming a little bit too much.
Yo.
And her husband he was on the verge, but he just wasn't man enough to do it. But she said some out of pocket stuff out her face. Dope. Yeah, she said some out of pocket stuff. I was like, You know what? If he slapped you, I'd probably like turn around and walk out the door, because you saying a little bit too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a firecracker, so she's a little interesting. But other than that, this really doesn't need to be a series. It doesn't. It's done. It was done the first season. Done. So okay, right over.
I was like, we agree. Chris, I saw a lot of non-verbals. What you got going on?
I mean, I disagree. I don't even think that Gina's even that interesting for me. She's just annoying as hell. She reminds me of homegirl from Ozark. Like, just put a bullet in her head. You know what I mean? But I do agree, though. I do agree that there shouldn't have been a second season. I mean, what was so great about the first season, it was that it was the whole tale of a judge basically kind of Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? Like, essentially. So it was like, and then just one act, like an accident that just turned into this whole story that just unraveled. And then so stuff like that. But that story's done. That story is gone and is over with. It ended. And now season 2 is just the aftermath. And it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Because all we're seeing now is just like really just like Big Mo open up a new club right next door to the Baxter's hotel. Like that stuff ain't that interesting. I mean, the only thing that's probably the most interesting, and even this isn't really that interesting, is that the fact that Eugene is now like gone away, and they're trying to find him. Which again, I mean, well, not I guess they're not trying to find him because they think he's dead. Which I think is again still ridiculous in the sense of like you guys started like like he wound up killing somebody else, and I don't know. It's just the whole thing is weird. I don't. Gina's character, I really don't care about her character. Like she's very, very annoying. Like I'll be damned if I'm in an AA meeting and I got some bitch like her all of a sudden start like taking everyone's shine the way she did. At that moment, I wouldn't even give like no joke. I would see so much red, I wouldn't even realize the just like the implications of me hitting her. Like if I was one of the other females in there and actually hit her across her face, I wouldn't even give a damn who her husband was because of you stomping off of me talking about my grief about like either like my loved one or my son or my father or whoever. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. So I thought just the whole thing with her, I was just like, yo, I was like, Eugene, come back and accidentally like miss again and then shoot her. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, I was hoping. And then Eugene, dude, nigga, why are you drawing the pictures of the crime? I know you're dealing with all kinds of PTSD, but nigga, like, first of all, I didn't even know he could draw that good. I'm like, this dude, I'm like, yo, he should be like one of those like courtroom sketches or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, but he'll be doing from a jail cell. But I was like, bruh, like, that's just crazy. I mean, it's just like, I want to know when they were able to enroll him. Was it like midway in the school? Just how you always sometimes you ask questions, Dave, and you'd be like, and we sometimes like, man, that has nothing to do with the story or whatever, and that's beside the point. For some reason, this one, a little bit of David Davis, like a little bit of David Davis, I was thinking of in the sense of like I was thinking like, how was the enrollment process midway through the school year? How was like were they able to just and then his name is now Justin now. And
Stock
it's like
records,
records.
Like
they didn't have that much. They didn't have Baxter money for them to all of a sudden just fake all of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
You needed an ID card, all of that. But
yeah,
whatever. You know what I mean? Charlie,
COVID vaccination. Because this is post COVID. Because remember, season 1 had COVID in it. Remember that? So
exactly.
So school starting back up. Where's his shots? Which vaccine did he get? Moderna? Yeah. I mean, whatever. I mean, I need to know.
I understood what Thea was talking about in the sense of like understanding and now this is where it was a little bit cringy, especially talking to a man who just lost his son or whatever. But the idea of talking like heaven and hell, and if there's such thing, like I felt that with her in the sense of like the fact that like she's an atheist and she just did not. That's just something she just didn't believe, right? And then all of a sudden, all the passings, like I thought that was a real moment in the sense of like she's like, man, I want this to be real. You know what I mean? And should I really baptize my kid? You know what I mean? I thought that moment with both her and Mike was really great towards the end of that scene. I know though, even though like she went to use the bathroom or whatever, she said, "Oh, I gotta pee," or whatever. I don't know why. Maybe because I just watched a lot of horror movies or whatnot. I was just like, I know I wouldn't put a man who's like kind of really messed up in the head or whatever, like all like looking like he's like Charles Manson, right? Like a little like Charles Manson. No, and also not Charles Manson. Ted Bundy. That's what I'm thinking. Ted Bundy.
Along with the baby.
Yeah, along with the baby. Like I was thinking, like he's like you know what I mean? Like
no Rocco, stop.
Rocco, no, bad baby. No, you hit that kid. No, you ran over the kid. No.
I told you, Adam, stop it. Stop.
Yeah, the discussion, I don't know why. I understand like he was trying to understand for his own guilt and his own thing, going to ask Baxter like if we did not turn around and if I did turn him in, like, would you have killed my son? Don't ask him that. Like, of course, he wants to make your life miserable. So of course he's gonna be like, oh, would have been forgiven, my child, as if he's in the confessional booth. Like, no, all I would just ask the kid to do is do 5 Hail Marys and 10 Our Fathers. Like, no, man, he's telling you that shit because he knows that's going to eat at you and make it feel like it's your fault, which kind of is his fault. But that he wants your life to be miserable as hell, right? So I just thought, I was like, I don't think you're going to like the answer to that. He went from saying you need to drink somewhere else to you basically give him a golden ticket and being like, hey, or you going to kill my son? He was like, oh, actually, you know what? Let me make you that drink. I was like, oh shit. He about to fuck with him. I was like, oh shit. It's like, oh shit. Yo, Lil Mo about to get his ass killed. Big time. This reminded me of talking about like Godfather Harlem. I'm like, y'all two boys, y'all fucking up. Like first you got Godfather Harlem, the gun not going off, and then y'all two and then homie not going with the plan and taking the money back, and now you stuck in Houston. Now you're about to be in jail, and now Big Mo ain't gonna have the money to buy the club, so someone gonna die. I'm assuming the other kid who I can't even remember his name, since I can't remember his name, he's gonna be the one that's going to get killed. So yeah, so yeah, a lot of stuff has happened, but the problem is I don't think a lot of is it stuff that we really care about. You know what I mean? The most I ever really cared about really was the Eugene thing. And even then, it wasn't that strong enough. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, man. He's working at Starbucks, bro. Everybody got to start somewhere. He does no sales. But anyway.
He knows how to make little bear designs too. You saw that, right? He made that bear.
He's an artist. He's an artiste. I was like, he just had to get out the hood, and now he can be an artist. Stacey, what do you have for Mike and crew?
Strangely, this season makes a tad bit more sense than last season, which isn't saying much.
Please.
How are you with me like that? I mean, because last season was so nonsensical that this season actually makes a little bit more sense, but there's still not a reason for them to do a season 2 unless the Baxters are really going to pay, which they're not. What is Little Mo's affection for Eugene? I'm not quite sure. Maybe I don't remember from last season that they bonded on a level that he's doing all this for this kid.
He just maybe he felt bad that again he's the one that got his brother to steal the car. So at some point I think he feels responsible for the fact the whole family got murdered. Like right. and he's like, I don't want it to happen to you too. Yeah. So that's one thing.
Because his entire family's now gone.
Yeah.
Well, why is that? Okay. Well,
because he put him in a situation that made his house blow up.
Yeah.
And the fact that now his brother's dead.
Got beat to death. I mean, this is all because of him.
A lot of it. So he just feels guilty. Yeah.
Oh, so gangsters have hearts. Okay, cool. Yeah.
They whooping their partner's cousin's ass in the middle of the street, knowing that you're about to do a drug deal, and there could be cops around. You ain't check, or just people, that could be like, oh, what are y'all doing? Nothing, just fighting.
The whole drug dealers with no money thing happens a lot in these shows. Like they only have so much money, and they either have to steal from their kids' trust fund or buy drugs. Okay. Apparently drug dealing isn't as lucrative as they try to make it seem to us, square folk.
Yeah, you're right.
And another black drug dealer who has a single mama, who don't know son is selling drugs or just oblivious to the
issue. They know.
I was like, what? She's like, okay, y'all, how y'all do? I was like, you got to know why your favorite cousin is here twice, right? Like, I was like, come on now. I was like, I was like, damn, we've seen this a few times.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got. Fuck that kid.
I'm assuming we're talking about the baby at this point.
The baby and Eugene, really.
Damn. But he gotta make sure the Baxters pay. You can't hate him yet.
He's gonna make sure the Baxters pay?
I think so. I hope so.
That's what he should be drawing in explicit detail, like the pictures of every one of the Baxters, like headless, like blown up or something. Like this is what's going to happen, Instead, he's documenting evidence, as Chris pointed out. I'm like, damn it. Like, you going to jail. Like I was like, stop making evidence and then posting it in your locker and turning it in for homework assignments. I'm like, what the fuck?
Was it racist? Was it racist when that one principal was like, this person looks like you? And I'm like, why? Because, well, you black. Like,
well, it was him. Like, two camera, like, they got
y'all racist too.
They got a professional computer to put those pictures together. They act like this kid did it. There's no fucking way he wrote that.
No, listen, my brother could really draw. He could draw like that. Like,
not
even as a kid.
I could draw like that too.
I was like, it looks suspect because all he just put a picture. He's like,
you're right. You're right. He did write and drew the suspect. You're right.
He's like, oh damn it! I don't know. I'm just making this shit up, just guessing. Anyway, Giovanni, what do you got for these 2 episodes, please, sir?
Okay, so I submit that the Baxters, they didn't pay, but they tried to pay. For the waterfront.
Oh, okay, all right. They wanted to pay. Okay.
The whole, I'm like, he's just dry snitching to the definition of the word of dry snitching. Like, he's like, oh, so what's this character's name? His name is Kofi. Like, I have a new identity, but I'm going to tell you about everybody from my old identity. Is like I don't know, but I thought that his storyline was gonna be a nothing storyline, but this episode was probably the best this season, or the best probably from the second half of last season, like included. It's just like I can completely understand the dichotomy of that situation with Big Mo. He's like, I already fucked up because I let Eugene go. Now she said she wants her money back. And she didn't just say she wanted her money back. She said she went to that Creole accent and said, run me my money back. Right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you know she mean business. So he didn't even say anything to old boy. He just walked out and said, oh, all right, I gotta go back. Like, and he's like, man, I put my good name on the line. I could get killed because I'm doing you a favor. Like, yeah, that is going to start a fight. Cops, no cops, witnesses, no witnesses. We're talking about either one of their lives being at jeopardy at this point, and they're literally fighting for their lives. As far as the whole money situation, I listened to that Flores Brothers podcast, the twins who brought down El Chapo, as well as hearing other stories. Drug dealer economics are that the higher you get up, the less money you're really taking in. And they said, you get 10% of what you're selling. That's a good deal. Like overhead and taking a loss and all of the type of stuff that goes into running a successful drug operation. If you take home 10%, you're doing good. You just have to be moving enough volume for it to make sense. So not having actual cash on hand is always something that is happening with them. There's always consignment and people that owe money. That's why these ledgers are so important, because there's more money that's being owed to you, or you owe people money than you actually have in hand a lot of the times. So
how did Pablo Escobar, who died with billions of dollars, like rotting in different places because he didn't know he didn't know what to do with the money. Like he made so much money, and they said it's several billions that they found rotting money in different places. How
you have to think about it. He's at the beginning of the supply chain.
Oh, okay.
So he's not in a country that borders another one, or here in America. He's actually in Colombia, and is running the factory, and he was there from the beginning.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point. He's a supplier, not a dealer.
Okay.
Yeah, and he, you know, he was there from the beginning, so he has the infrastructure. He built all of that. So
Yeah.
it's not like, so that's like whenever you hear about anybody from another South American country or Mexico or something, they're middlemen. So it's like,
Because the cartel is actually
The supply. I mean,
The
they're,
suppliers,
yeah. So,
right?
they control on top. So
Okay.
yeah.
so as far as her being short on that money, that's always gonna happen. You're not gonna have a lot of money in hand at one time. And I don't know why she doesn't have any sort of legitimate businesses or something. She can't get a loan or like, I'm like, she should be doing that. Why is she doing it? He said, we're doing the deal in cash. He didn't literally mean in cash.
He did actually. He literally meant in cash. That's what cash means. Like
Yeah.
so the thing is that like the wife was like, that's how she knew she could outspend her, because she has cash. So she's like, by Friday, I will give you this. That's how much she wants her out of that neighborhood. That she's like, I will liquidate if I have to get this money, because I know she don't have legitimate cash that she can pull from. But also a Big Mo does have a legitimate business, and she's trying to use that to buy this one also. So
I understand that, but I'm saying, she's saying, bring me back the cash, right? And I'm saying, she's not like, is she not gonna write a check, or is she just gonna hand him over?
Gonna walk in with cash, and be done with it.
Like big old thing in the bag, probably, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. What you probably think that, yeah.
That's why she needed that cash money, because that's all the cash that she has, because they're a small level operation. Because this guy was talking about 20 keys and Little Mo was talking about 2 keys. So they can't even handle 20 keys. So they're really a small level operation. He's like, I deal with big boys. Like you're not. And so they're like, so she probably gave this dude all the liquid money that she had to get those 20 keys, thinking that they're going to be good for years, or at least a year or something like that. But now she's like, I need that money back because I want to make sure my girlfriend has a club, and she's whatever the fuck. Now that's what makes no damn sense, bro. Like
it's her story. It's her father's
did
story.
the Baxters taint the drugs originally? Did they have something to do with why they had to pull the drugs originally?
So that's a whole other story that would make a much better series. Is who supplied the bad drugs? Why were they bad in the first place? Did they get the money back? Because Little Mo was supposed to beat up somebody to get that money back. That would have been a whole episode by itself. Were the Baxters involved? They weren't involved. The Baxters forgot about her. Her mom is still mad. If it was up to mom, they all be dead right now. So like, I'm pretty sure that was just a bad supplier, and it's just coincidence, because she would have known that. She would know the drugs were bad, and then she would have known that Big Mo was not financially able to make big moves right now, and they would be moving the drugs instead of them. Like that's what happened. They would have fucked up their supply and then tried to move into the customer market. But but Daddy's too busy trying to build that new shopping complex or some shit. So it's just a big coincidence.
I'm like, I think I can totally understand Gina's like rage. She's lost she's lost her child, well, 2 children now, two sons, and it's
2.
How you count?
No, Adam ain't a kid.
Yeah.
You mean just Rocco?
Just Rocco. Yeah, okay.
And supposedly she knows Adam is who killed Rocco. So I mean, she should be like, fuck that dude. Like, I mean, like, exactly. It's been a year, and she got some.
Well, I guess I should. Okay, so she lost 1 child, and now the killer of that kid is now the father of her grandchild,
which no one even acknowledged this grandchild until the later part of the 3rd episode. So I'm like, did anybody know this kid even exists? Like, I was questioning that, because
it was for the reveal. It's for the big reveal. That's why they did it like that. But
it was stupid, right? Because father is talking to the daughter like, you know how kids are important because, you know, they help stop time. But he makes no mention of the grandchild to be like, well, now time has stopped again, because everyone should be focusing on the grandchild, Rocco Jr. or some silly shit. And
probably because, to be honest, he probably didn't even want to be. Probably told his daughter to probably abort the baby. I wouldn't be surprised.
Nah,
Like, can you imagine? No, I'm just saying a lot of people would just be like, yo, first off, you being a mother and you're going to be a single mother. And now every time I look at that baby's face, all I'm going to see is the person who murdered my child. A lot of people are like that. A lot,
So to that storyline, there should have been a reason, and they should have talked about it, why he was the only one that was the last one to see this child. And conveniently, Mike happened to be there, but it was the brother saw the baby first, then it was the mama, then the father came, and she's closer to the father than any of them. So I was like, why is he not there? And she doesn't know that Adam is the fucking murderer of her brother. So like, but at some point they need to have that conversation. That like your baby daddy killed your brother.
You don't think she knows? I mean, I know we didn't see it on camera, but
no, there's no way. There's no way. And she's doing too much.
I keep forgetting this is Showtime. That's right.
Did he love me? Did it mean anything? Is he in heaven? Like, dude, you when did you even fuck this dude? Like, everybody in the comments asked the same question. When did y'all even fuck? Like, I was waiting for the end. The person I was going to approach. I was hoping that another baby showed up and it's Franny, but like, hey, yeah, you have another grandbaby. You're like,
yeah,
what?
Adam screwed me too. I'm his teacher, remember?
Oh, that's what should have happened.
They should have had another baby here,
another cooing.
Maybe you should have heard another cooing in the background. Like, it's like, wait, there's those twins? Like, no. And then here comes Franny. And then Maury comes out like, he is the father. Like, you know what I mean?
You should have found out that fucking daughter is just as crazy as mama, and she had that teacher and that baby murdered. Like, that would have been an awesome storyline.
Yo, what if the baby? Yo, hear me out. What if that baby really is Franny's kid, and then they just stole the baby? They just stole it, like Ozark. Like, they just stole the baby.
That would be good too. That would be good too. That would be good too. Like, there's so many things they could have did with this, because I'm like, we never saw him fuck, and this doesn't make any sense. But he was hitting that teacher. Like, I'm like, so
yo, because you notice she kept saying, it's like, oh, I don't feel like breastfeeding. I don't feel like breastfeeding.
Because that's not your kid.
Because it ain't your kid.
Because it ain't your kid. So like, but you can still breastfeed your kid. This is us. But yeah, I mean, I would say that would be a good storyline. I was going for that.
As far as the conversation that they had at the bar,
yeah,
I'm like, it was lies all around. So I'm like, it was set up to be a lie to screw with Michael anyway. So I'm like, but when he says, if he had come forward, when he's speaking to whatever his was it Frank,
yeah,
the right hand man, he says, so you would have just let him go? He's like, no, I'd have killed him with my own hands. I'm like, no, because when you thought it was Kofi, you had your son kill him.
Well, he wasn't gonna take.
No. He said if he knew. He's saying if he went in and he confessed, clear, because at that point it wouldn't be called Kofi at that point.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying, but when he thought that it was somebody else, right? He sent his son to do it, and I'm saying he didn't do it himself. He's saying, I would have done it with my own hands.
Well, because Kofi was in jail, so it's not like
man.
No, that was the reason why. No, but if he was out there and just like he was in the right place and the same time, because we've seen this man kill before. We've seen the man kill, not just his son. We've seen him kill. I believe it. He would, with his bare hands, done that. But Kofi was not out on the outside. He was stuck in jail, where they thought he was safe. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Also, remember the bird? He fucked that bird up. Like, he killed that bird for no reason. Like, he was all kinds of mad. But that's the mama. That's the mama. Like, the mama is the true villain. Like, she's the one not to fuck with. Like that. Like, dad talks, but like, mom is the one you need to be worried about. Like, she's.
That's my exact point. Is that the mother set up the transfer for the son?
That's true.
He didn't set that up.
That's true. So I think to your point, Jamani, you're right. I mean, Jamani's right, but I think he was just saying that clearly I was lying. The son would have died. Like I would. There's no way I would let that shit slide.
I mean, I feel like, okay, fine. If Gina didn't give the order, he would have too. You know what I mean? It's like, Gina's just more like pounce on stuff really fast. You know what I mean?
Everything fast. Yeah. Gina's the reason why fucking Kobe got killed and the family got murdered. Gina's the reason why, like, she's the reason for everything happening.
But like, remember, the father keeps saying, like, yo, find this kid, talking about Eugene at the end. So Eugene is not opposed to killing the kid. You know what I mean? So, I mean, so whether it be.
But that was also Gina, because Gina was like, we need to find this fucker because we can't let these people think they can just shoot our son. That's also
no, yes, she was upset. But remember, remember actually like he was upset as well. He was upset
No,
like, how can you not get?
I'm not saying he's not upset. I'm just saying
no. Gina just vocalized. I think the thing is Gina just vocalized it much stronger, which I find very annoying. You know what I mean? But
Chris,
like, you know,
I feel like you have an issue with strong women.
No, what my issue is that she puts her kids in danger and then cries about it afterwards, right?
Well,
he's saying, I will handle it, right? And I'll handle it appropriately with henchmen, Frank, or whoever else, right? I'll handle it, and I won't put our actual internal family at risk. She's the one who's, let's put Junior or whatever the living son his name is, let's put him in the transfer and put him at risk for another trial, right? Or let's send him into the hood to find Eugene. It's always let's send the son somewhere.
Wait. So again, that was his idea. She was the instigator. She was the instigator. But that
was Carlo's idea. That was Carlo.
That was Carlo's idea. But to your point, she's the one that was hyping him up to be like, you need to go do this. But when you say, hey, you might as well get your assistant to fuck me, that's when you get a divorce or kill this woman. Like one of those should happen. Like at that point,
you can't divorce. You cannot divorce her. You have to kill her.
You have like she needs to go.
There's no divorce.
Damn, why would you go that route?
Especially if you're in the drug game.
He wouldn't have killed her. Well, like the stuff like
he should have
not off of that.
Everything else, all the other disrespect. Remember, she started a whole drug operation behind his back last season. Right. Like she does not respect him in this organization, and she is a liability. Like to
right. Point. But we ain't talking about Chin here. Like this dude is actually trying to make right with his family. Like, you know what I mean? He's a criminal boss.
Trying to make right with him. Like Gina don't give no fucks about him at this point.
Yeah, but neither does Fia, and you see him trying to work with Fia as well.
He loves her, so to an extent.
But that's my point. My point is he ain't like your typical TV gangster in the sense of like,
there's a different love for kids than a wife.
Yeah, she disrespect. I'm sorry, bro.
But off of that, so you're saying because of like knowing that how upset she was, like all of a sudden you're like, oh, you gotta die. I can't believe you said you're gonna just.
She's dangerous to the organization and dangerous to him as a leader. If he's going to try and make a business deal with the mayor and she's undercutting him to be like, you ain't shit. Like I'm the one in charge. That's the reason he tried to hold her in the room. I thought they were gonna be fucking. I thought they were like, okay, I don't know what kind of.
We all did.
And I was like, I don't
like, let me turn this down because she's already grunting already. I'm like,
I was like, I don't want to see this. But then I said, she was like, you know what? I think that's why she said Frank, because she was like, she didn't respect him enough to be like, you didn't even fuck me right now. So I think she was like, you know what? I bet your assistant would. I was like, oh, that's why you gotta choke her out. You don't want to, like you don't want to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, will Frank do that? Hands on a woman, but she was her mouth, man.
Will Frank do it though? I think Frank will actually do it. This is gonna be like some Game of Thrones, a House of Dragon.
I would if any other gangster show, he would have looked at Frank to be like, "Are you fucking my wife?" Because she definitely ain't fucking me.
Yeah,
so I would have thought about that, and then I would have been like,
at this point, they don't even sleep in the same room.
He won't even shower with her. She can't even shower with him in the room. I'm like, why are y'all together? We need to get her family. We need to see, because she's like, I'm the muscle in this relationship. I'm the one that people.
I think for publicity. I think it's just for like the whole power couple thing. Like same reason why the Clintons didn't get divorced, and actually same reason why a lot of powerful people just don't get divorced. It's just the whole outlook of what it means for that. You see what I'm saying? That's just like what they're saying is not
more of a business deal than it is a marriage.
I see, but they haven't done enough to show that they are a united power couple. Because especially this episode, they're fighting for that position. They're fighting to be like which one of them is in charge. So like we haven't seen that yet. They haven't done enough to develop that to be like people are like together. You're the reason why we do this, and you that you have influence. Like I mean, I'm not gonna say Tyler Perry's not done it better. I was about to say All the Queen's Men has done it better with this power couple thing, but I'd be lying. So I'm not gonna say that.
Not yet. But they laying the groundwork better. Yes.
Well, I was like, because this is suspect. Like, when I saw the season trailer, I'm like, he's gonna kill Gina because it's gonna come down between them two, and she's gonna be like, one, either Daddy gotta go or I gotta go, but I can't deal with this shit no more. Like,
her grief is a drug at this point. It's like she's addicted to grief. And she's making mistakes like any person who's addicted to anything else would be. It's like you got to be out of the organization because of your addiction. Like she's not herself.
And she doesn't respect
or she's
him.
in an exaggeration of herself, you could say.
But she doesn't respect her husband at all. And
Yeah,
that's a
no, of course you
problem.
don't. But at
That's
the
a
same time,
problem.
but the way he's moving right now, I don't see him killing any of his family members. Like, think of all the times he should have actually killed his son. You know what I mean? And how he kind of kept threatening his son last season or whatever. He's just not. He's literally a family man first, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which is
No,
not
you're
very
right.
good for a criminal. You see what I'm saying? So I don't
Yeah.
think he could, like, unless literally she puts maybe a gun to his daughter's head. That's the only.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of him even doing.
No,
that.
I think there's
Not saying that
if she
she
sends a hit on him, I think that might push him to
Well,
fight
duh.
back
Well,
or
yeah, that's
on
what I'm
her.
saying. Obviously, if it's like, if it's like
she
murder,
has
like
to make the
murder,
family move. She has to make the family move,
right?
And then he'll be like, "I gotta I gotta protect myself or my family."
Right, right.
Darby. So yeah, I mean, I think anybody.
Yeah, obviously, if it gets to that, absolutely. But I just mean of like some disrespectful stuff or whatever, and just like saying, hey, even if she is cheating or whatnot, like with this guy, he ain't gonna be doing
Not
that.
killing. He should have choked her
Chin,
out.
yes.
I mean,
This
just a little bit.
know,
I ain't saying a lot.
just a little choke.
Just
like,
a little choke.
Okay.
Like
How about you just shake the shit out of
there you
her?
go. It's like I won't hit her, but I shake shit. I thought he was gonna be like, "I told you, girl, stop fucking around." Never mind.
I mean, just like a small little Dana White, huh? Just like like
I ain't doing this
you know?
shit. I feel it's warranted.
Yeah, I saw that video. Yeah.
I was like,
I was wondering if anyone got that.
Yeah, when they was at the bar, she slapped
for
him,
New
he
Year's,
slapped her.
she slapped him, and he slapped her right
He
back.
slapped her right back. He didn't
All right.
slap her as hard as he could have done.
Yeah, he was holding back.
Yeah, he held back a lot.
because he knows that's for social media, and he'd be done. Because like,
well, it got on social media. They
It did. It was on social media.
That's what I'm saying. He was like, "Oh shit, wait."
It's
It's like they
someone's recording, so I'll just hit you a little bit.
Just a little
Is that
bit.
what you're saying?
Just a little
because
bit.
I'm giving you a recording. Let me just hit you a little.
Just a little bit. I was like, it's like shit. The recipe we get home later without the cameras. But
exactly.
They're like, don't be stupid enough to go home. But so this whole Big Mo love affair thing, I'm like, why is this necessary? Like, why is this happening?
It's not necessary.
I've seen her before. Where is she? I know she's a singer. What's her name?
I don't fucking know.
Light skin girl.
Oh
Huh?
wait, you talking about the singer?
The singer. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know her.
Yeah, I don't know what she is.
I've seen her.
Google it. I don't know, but I mean, she's a beautiful woman. But I'm like, what are we doing this right now for? And I'm like, you risking your whole business for her? Like that's basically what.
No, it's for her father. It's because of the whole thing with the father.
That's that bullshit. No, it's for that woman because she said that story to.
No, she could bring that woman to any organization you want. Are you kidding me? Like,
no, I'm not. Because the story didn't come up until the guy was like, I don't want to sell the bar. She's like, well, did you know my dad was in this bar? No, she's trying to look good. She's trying to get more legitimate. She's trying to get out of the hood and be in the good part of town. One. Number two, her girlfriend sings there. So she's like, I can keep my woman there. I can look more legitimate. It helps her look more legitimate.
I think that's a caveat. That's a strong caveat of her like definitely like wanting to confirm to get it. But what I'm saying, the initial thing was literally just the whole backstory of like just the whole
that
anger.
was the last story she said, Chris. So that's that's actually not like that. She after the negotiations started to go bad, she was like, oh yeah, by the way, my daddy. So that's not the no, it's not. Like,
but I'm saying,
what's the whole point of bringing that up then? Why bring it up?
To guilt this white man into trying to help her sell this bar. Which
so you think she made it up? You think
she didn't make it up, but I'm saying that's not the driving force. Like it's not the driving force. Like
I'm sorry, yo. I love pussy as much as anyone, but come on now. You tell them like, all right, okay.
Again,
you can bring that girl. She's a lounge singer. You can bring her ass anywhere. Like you can be like, come on.
It's legitimacy first. Like the girlfriend was just a very, very close second, but she's right there next to again a legitimate hotel and bar. She's not in the projects. Which again, we don't know much about Big Mo. What is her long-term plan? Like if she started off last season to be like Ghost, I'm trying to get out the game. I want to be more legitimate. And this helps her get to that goal. Like,
I don't think they were thinking of a second season though. Like I said this before, I felt like they thought the first season was going to be it.
Oh, it was. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
But
now they're trying to give her a story. They're trying to give her a backstory so they can have something to fill up the time until Mike gets more into with Jimmy and them. But now they're just background characters so that we can be somewhat entertained. I want more rodeos. That's what I want. I'm sorry. Last thing, I want more rodeos. I need like Mike back at the rodeo and see that fucking bull. Because that's why he's hurt. He's like, shit, that bull got my ass. He's like, we gotta get back. He needs to get revenge on that bull.
I need him. Why don't you start jogging again? Remember, he used to jog every day. I mean, I know he's going to some.
He was Kung Fu in this episode. I felt like I was watching American Gigolo because he was just walking around like New Orleans, just getting into adventures and shit. I'm like, what is happening? Like, what are we doing right now, bro? I don't need to be seeing this shit.
Well, you know, with him being like driving that meat truck, you know, I'm just counting how many times he's going to get rear-ended now, and people like get, you know, it's just he's going to get all kinds of people like kind of trying to like from Desire to the Baxters. They're going to start confronting him.
I know you mean by rear-ended. Jemani, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was saying with the whole Big Mo thing, like, it's not about where did she meet said singer at? Like, why would how did they meet up? She might have been at the bar. She was a lesbian
last time?
No, we didn't. None of this.
I'm saying.
I mean, but you could tell.
I'm saying
that's not a surprise.
No, it's not saying that if it's her father's bar, basically.
Go ahead, Johnny. They just been sick. Go.
I'm saying basically she might have been there checking in, or you know, she goes there from time to time. That's might be where they met, or you know, that she might have created a relationship out of with the singer, but she's always had a thing for this place, and it just happened to be that a relationship developed out of that. So it's just the bigger thing now, but that's always been the underlying thing, you know, even before she knew her. That's what I was saying.
It could be. I mean, but they're just trying to give her more justification for being this season. I mean, it's fine either way. I mean, she gets. The interesting was that the two women are at odds, and that's impacting everyone else. Like I do like that. Like Lil Mo is in trouble. She said Big Mo said the last time was the last time. So even if he doesn't go to jail, you know, for being caught by the cops in Houston, he will be murdered when he gets back home. Like because she's gonna lose that money. And then she's gonna come to get her money and find the fucking Eugene is still alive.
Gonna lose that money. I think that's when she finds out Eugene is alive. But then he has the money. Because he doesn't know what to do.
That still results in Lil Mo's death because he's
definitely gonna die.
Yeah, he's fucked. Like he's fucked on many levels. Like over this. So I thought Eugene was gonna take that money, go back to New Orleans and find and pay somebody to make the Baxters pay. That's why he's like, oh look, the Lord bless me money so I can hire me a hitman. I drew pictures of how I want them dead, and he just hands them like photos and shit, like hand drawn with a signature to be like, make it happen.
That would be funny if the cops looked at it like actual evidence, like, see, do we have photo evidence here of what happened here? Like, that'd be hilarious.
Oh, another thing. You don't think a story about a local family being blown up in a city makes any kind of news? Like in 2020 something? Like you would think somebody would be like, don't you wait a minute, like we heard about that story. Like he has a pretty unique story. Like he was in a whole like public marching thing for like his whole family being buried. Like someone would have been like in the school, like, wait, aren't you that Eugene kid whose whole family got murdered? No, my name is Justin. Don't you see my glasses?
He's in a different state.
He got a haircut. So
and he got a haircut.
Now if he would have lost some weight, they probably wouldn't have been able to recognize him.
He was a little chub, but I'm like that story would have made the news, and even
he actually does look a little thinner though. I mean,
yeah, a little bit. It just
like
no. I mean, it would know. I mean, because a lot of times they don't show the face of kids like that. Like you know what I mean. Especially if you're the last surviving kid. For one, they would not going to show a minor's face like that. For one. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's true too. Because if his whole family was murdered, they wouldn't show Eugene's face.
And let's be real. Unfortunately, because like the way, like where he was living and whatnot, stuff like that does not make the national news. Now, if it was, I hate to just say it, but if it was like a wealthy white like family and it's something like that happened, absolutely. Racist. No, you see them both. Are you kidding? Like look at what happens when a group of people that are white dies, and then what happened in just Baltimore just the other day. It was like, oh, that always happens in Baltimore. You see what I'm saying? It's just like that's how they unfortunately look at it.
So nobody cares.
That's what I'm saying. That's how like
a house being blown up a brother being beat to death in prison like that. That's I'm not saying like Ryan Murphy level like news. That's gonna make like the state news.
Are you kidding me? Wait, someone dying in prison and getting beaten in prison? Are you kidding me?
Connecting to their whole family getting.
We ain't talking about the police doing it here. We're not talking about police beating it. This is like literally a prisoner beating a prisoner. You want to look at how often that happens.
Chris, you put those two stories together, that is a pretty unique story. So anyway, it's fine. It's plot convenience and nobody knows who he is. He's undercover.
Nah, they're not going to know who he is. That's because they're not going to be national news.
I was like, so anyway, but I thought it'd be something that was going to happen. But we just got to see where Eugene goes with the money. I mean, does Johnny go back to New Orleans? Does he get caught? I don't know. And then why is the cop? So now the cop is going to be used to motivate Mike. And why do we give a fuck? Like, having Rosie Perez's character was such a waste of time. I mean,
exactly.
Like, I thought it was going to amount to something, but it's like literally, she's just like that. That is supposed to be like he's supposed to be your ticket to get it in with the whole Baxter stuff.
The funniest part of the episode was when she's at the gun range with the old detective, and they end the actual scene by saying, I don't know what you want. And we still don't know what she wants.
So she said she doesn't. So the cop said she suggested that the lady, Rosie Perez, is looking for something to get her back to the big leagues. So she wants the Baxters because she thinks the Baxters are going to help her take down some other criminal organization in New York City, at least on the
but
East
she's
Coast.
saying, what help do you want from her specifically? And she says, I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want from me specifically. Yeah. And then they just go to another scene.
They're always making it seem like Rosie is keeping a secret that nobody else knows. And she's like saying like, and I'm like, bruh, she ain't got no secret. She just don't know. Like they kind of hinted at, like she got her ass pretty much almost fired. Something went down in New York or whatnot. And now she's trying to make up for it and probably trying to trying to get like kind of unload this big case or whatnot, just to make it nice. You know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean? It's just doing too much. It's just
and I'm like, unnecessary season.
When she says,
yeah,
Michael, oh, how was it meeting your grandkid? What's his name? You already know his name. Okay, how does she know that it's his grandkid?
Well, she's probably reading the mail and shit because he wasn't reading his letters because she said she's been trying to tell you. So she could have been reading the mail or tracking him. How does she know that she met the grandchild at that point? That was my problem. Like, he just left and she's like, hey, how was it meeting your grandchild? How the fuck did you know I just did
thought that was a dream. No joke. I thought that was a dream because I just watched a horror movie the other day.
But isn't she tracking him?
Huh? Like, but
she knows that he
Tyler Perry. Like that phone. That phone.
She's tracking him. But she's constantly tracking him.
She's
not tracking him. She has to be watching him. Yes. She knew that he talked to Carlo.
Yeah. That's too
much.
What
y'all talk about when you were at the park? What you talking about? Like, damn nigga, like go away from me. Like you worse than the ex-girlfriend.
It's her tracking him, and then she had other people watching him.
But see, that's another thing. You only see her, so it's almost like this is her.
You're supposed to assume.
But like,
I'm surprised that she didn't be like, oh, what did you talk to your mother-in-law about? Like all this other stuff, what I mean? It's just, Django. So as we saw, Django is okay. Django is fine. So, I know we were all concerned about Django after last season. After him
half the evidence that should have put Adam and fucking Mike in jail for the rest of their lives. Like, how's that dog still alive? I'm like, damn it.
How did the mother-in-law repossess his whole house? And it's like, yeah, you can.
Because it was his daughter.
Next to Kim.
House. It was.
No, somebody else is living in that house. Somebody else.
Oh, that's right. They sold the house. Yeah.
The whole of the family was living in that house when he walked by it. So no, he's not.
Okay,
she got her own place.
Okay, I thought that was.
Yeah. She got her own place. What the fuck? I thought it was. What did he go to jail for? That people think he went to jail for.
I know where I thought maybe I was missing a scene, like at the end of this last season.
They never told us, Chris. They never told. I have no idea. I'm assuming
was there deleted
all the stuff that he did to cover up Adam's the murder, right?
But no, because even the son doesn't even know it. because when he found out that the guy that the judge told him about was someone that that got convicted of a crime he got convicted of later and not double jeopardy and all that, he was like, did I get lucky or something? Like, he doesn't know. And even Baxter was like, oh fuck, like, what is this dude trying to say? So I'm like, none of them have asked the question or know why he went to jail. And that's just weird to me. That's just fucking weird to me. And Charlie's like, yo, bro, did you tell anybody about what we did? You my best friend. I would never do anything to. I was like, he didn't say no. He just talking like this is driving Miss Daisy. Like, this is not a good look. Like, I love you, bro. Like, you like the black brother always wanted. Okay, man. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. Why am I getting arrested? Oh, my bad.
But it's always the person that's closest to you that you end up getting in trouble. So
to racism that was unnecessary and stereotypes. It really irritated me that the black business owner that gave Mike a job turned out to be a former drug dealer that Mike let off when he got her. I was like, God damn it.
But that was a nice thing, though.
No, it was racist. Like, it was unnecessary.
Why?
The man
Why
can
you
just
just
get
go
a
to
job.
Racist.
How's that racist?
Seriously? So you see a black man, he had to be a drug dealer? Of all the black, like, he had to be a drug dealer.
But we know that he's a judge and he's
Yeah,
so
he did it to black people.
Been a bank robber or
just a guy. He's just a guy with a business. Like, we have enough black drug dealers in this show. Like, we've seen a whole prison full of black men. Just give me one who's just a businessman who's looking out for people who get out of jail. It was unnecessary. Season 1.
They wanted to establish a history between the two of them.
Unnecessary.
I'm sorry. I disagree, David.
Drug dealer.
I thought that was good.
That's bullshit because we already did that last season. That's how he got in Eugene's good graces, because he ran to this woman's house and looked through the fucking shotgun house and realized that we already proved he's a good judge who don't see race and tries to help people in bad situations. We've already proven that.
But I love the fact that they kind of connect, like it came full circle in the sense of like you putting good into the world and it's coming back towards you. And I love that they did that.
But that's not it, Chris. It's that he's saying that they could have made his crime any other crime other than being a drug dealer.
Crime.
What happened to that dude that was stealing meat out the grocery store to feed his family? We could have had like a reenact.
No, but the problem is that Stacey is. But Stacey, don't forget he was black too, so that wouldn't work.
I know, but at least he wasn't a drug dealer.
I'm like, fuck.
But I guess my point is
trying to feed his family.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
David,
go to jail.
David, do you really? I really don't want to go towards statistics if you want to talk about New Orleans stats, and I don't want to go there.
Bro, but can we agree
come on,
there's
man.
black businessmen that don't go to jail? Can we get that's actually possible? Like, technically, it's possible that a black man could have a business and not go to jail? Oh my
God! Like, that's not what the type. Like, you think that you think all judges are the same as far as the type of court cases they deal with? You think he was dealing with business crimes? You think he was dealing like with Martha Stewart? You think he was the type of judge that was dealing with Martha Stewart related crimes? No.
Well, white people don't go to jail and steal stuff. So got it. I got it. Only black people steal stuff. My fault.
Oh goodness. I think you just Malcolm X. Okay. You need to go with Mecca, all right? The racism is killing me.
This fucking show is kidding me.
I'm gonna tell you this though. The dialogue between Mike and Carla, when Carla went to apologize or whatnot, I thought that was super dope. Me personally. I thought that was a dope convo with him. Basically, I served my years or whatever. And he brought up the man, Harry the Hook, you know what I mean? The man with the hook, got acquitted. And he was like, he did his little Google search, like, oh shit. I only, if this judge just basically say, hey, I was threatened, that's just an acquittal. I was like, oh, so I was like, is this some foreshadowing shit going on, maybe? You know what I mean?
I thought somehow that was Mike's long-term plan to get like Baxter interested in, to be like, hey, what are you a threat to my son? What can we do to stop my son from going to jail? Because that's what got him talking about him. And then he happened to be sitting in the bar when he happened to have this conversation with his son. And then that's when he went to go talk to him. So I thought maybe that was part of Mike's like overall strategy. It was a good move. Also, I did like this. Like, do you hear the irony in your statement that you were like? I was like, hilarious.
That was a good one.
That was good. That was. I was like that. There you go. 2 points for you, sir.
Yeah.
So I did appreciate that. Anyway, let's wrap this shit up. Stacey, anything else?
No.
She said that with a laugh.
Kim,
Yeah.
Jamani.
I'm like, we only talked about episode 3. There was nothing in episode 2.
Nah.
Well,
That's when he got the job. So yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens as far as with the crew Desire and with the Baxters involved with this whole waterfront thing, with them going at the Charles and the Mayor Charles and all that type of stuff. Like, like, that's what I said the show should be this season. Like, Mike should just be guest starring, but obviously it's the award, like, you know, they should have awards named after Bryan Cranston at this point. Like, he's gonna be we're gonna pay him a lot of money. He's gonna be a producer, so we have to have him in so many scenes and so many episodes. But no, he should be doing like the Better Call Saul, where he just pops in. You know, he'll be in 3 episodes this season or something like that. Like, he really, like, he's just like a big reveal character or something. Like, he does not need to be as important as he is. Like, it really is weighing down the show.
Nah. I mean,
as we've all said, is Your Honor without honor. So it's just, you know,
it's just yours.
Yeah,
it's Mike's world.
Yeah, so the honor should be Charles. That's what the story should be, about him resisting the temptation of the Baxters. And
all right. Or the desire. Like, this show could have been, even from season 1, this could have been about the desire. This could have been like a New Orleans version of The Wire or some shit. Like, it could have been like them going through some shit, and then this would be an extension of that. I mean, that could have been something, because there's more.
The Wire is a perfect analogy, because every season it changed the theme, so to say, of the show. And
but the show's called Your Honor.
That's what I'm saying. You go with Charles because he has the honor now.
Yeah, I mean, I like Jamani's point with that. No, I'm saying like a whole new show. I mean, but with the same cast and so the same storyline. I'm saying they could have did a new show, new name, but like focused on the Desire crew. Like, I mean, would have been interesting. With some of the stuff that they're doing. I mean, fleshing out the suppliers, like, again, who gave the bad drugs and all that kind of shit. That would have been kind of interesting. And then you want to know how's it going to work out. Is she going to get to go legit, whatever. Anyway, Chris, what you got?
Only thing I got is we got 2 great football games today. Y'all need to check it out. This will decide who goes on to the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. So go ahead, watch the AFC Championship and NFC Championship. Good luck, guys. Good game. Is
Rihanna singing
for the Super Bowl? Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. As long as she don't play that song from Black Panther, I'm straight. That song horrible, man. That song sucks.
What? I love that.
That song's horrible. That song was not good. The song she has for the Black Panther soundtrack, that was a weak ass song, bro.
That's a good song. Beat, but it's a good song.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it can be overplayed, but I mean, it's a good song. Anyway, we'll see what happens. That'll be our next video.
Last question. Are they sisters? Big Mo and
the girl he's kissing?
The girl that Eugene is staying with?
Yes, that's her sister.
Yeah.
So is Little Mo, is that like her cousin or her nephew or something like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you never knew that?
No, I'm just trying to figure out how the money can eventually get back to her without Eugene actually having that. Because you see, like in the preview with the phone call, between the 2 sisters or whatever, or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is Eugene just gonna give the money to her and she gives the money back to her sister, and Eugene stays out of it? No, he doesn't have to be discovered, so to say. It'll
probably be Eugene. Eugene be like, I got your money, but I only got one stipulation. It's like, what's that? The bastards gotta pay. I was like,
how the fuck are you still alive? That's a whole see, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah,
so
that's the problem.
Does Auntie know that Eugene is not supposed to be alive? Like does she know all that enough to? Because she'd be like, oh, Eugene gave the money to me. Here you go, girl. Who? Oh, Justin. Oh, he's dead. So we got to know how much she knows about protecting this kid,
right?
From Big Mo. Yep. And we don't know that because Little Mo's in jail, so he got bigger things to worry about right now. So anyway, are we gonna get back to this next week? I don't know. We'll see what's going on. We got.
I like how you just dismissed it.
I'll figure it out. I'll decide. I don't know. Thank you guys very much for watching. We appreciate you. We will see you next week for something. No, I'm not gonna do that. I told Kim I was gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna let it go.
Oh, the you people.
I'm gonna let it go. I was gonna let it go. I was like,
I gotta say, I watched it and I wasn't highly as offended as I feel like you were, but I felt like it was extremely over the top racist, like way over, like unnecessarily piling on racism just to have it in the show. And I was like, why? Like, this could have been a really good movie if they took, like, I just take out like 85, maybe 90% of the racism. And it would have been a pretty.
You still got 5. We still need 5% though. You still need about 5%.
Well, you gotta have the 5%. You gotta have that, right? But I thought it was just sprinkling in there a little bit because it was actually not a bad movie. You know what I'm saying? Like it was not really a bad movie. They just kept going. You know how these shows, they just keep going and going and go. We get it. We got it. So
I would dare to say that
I was all right with. I wanted the racism. I just didn't. I just thought it was just the chemistry between the two just wasn't there.
I see that.
I was good with the racism. I love the racism.
Both of them together. I thought that even though we don't see them as a couple for real, I've seen this couple in Florida for real. That look totally like you would not think they were together, right? But sometimes people who are so opposite, they do work. So I felt actually those two made me the most comfortable out of everybody, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I thought their chemistry was not bad, but I thought
really, I don't know. I think we saw two movies. I didn't.
That Nia and Eddie, oh my God, it was like, why are you so militant?
Yeah.
Relax. It was.
That's that national. That's not national Islam, man. That's that.
No, that's that bullshit. That was just too much.
It was too much. Like, this is what Kenya Barris does. He over exaggerates his racism in everything he does, and that can be overwhelming and annoying. And that's what this was. And it could have been a really good movie. It really could have been a pretty good movie. I mean, not the best movie, but it could have been like, let me watch some
rom-com, a decent rom-com. In the end, the couple works it out, and true love triumphs over.
Okay.
It just no. I just wasn't buying a relationship. I'm cool with the race. I'm all for like the offending racism. Like I grew up on like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Delirious for all that stuff.
But I'm not saying that.
Hold on, let me finish.
I'm not saying that.
I understand, but what I'm saying is the other stuff that I hated. What I'm trying to say is like, I was good with it. It was just like like everything that Jonah said with his friend, with the black chick or whatever. I thought that shit was hilarious. The stuff with Drake, whatever. But then when it was like some of the jokes with Lauren London, I was just like, that's when it was, to me, it was weak. And then it was just like Julia Louis-Dreyfus was like, they were just trying too hard. They're like, I'm all about offending racism as long as it is like executed well. I'm all about being offended. No, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. My point. None of the racism was executed well.
No, that's why.
Right, so
what I'm trying to get at. What I'm saying is the jokes was there. It's just the delivery sucked. The delivery sucked.
All right, so we give Jemani a chance. Okay, Jemani.
Okay, go ahead, Jemani.
Oh, should we do a different video? Well, okay, yeah.
I can't. I just out of principle. I was like, no. I was like, fuck that movie. But
look at Bryan Cranston's face in the background. The way we talk about, ooh,
he's like, damn it.
Why did I let Jemani say a piece?
I was like, Jemani, what you got?
Come on.
What I'm about to say is, let me get it all out. But I think that Kanye might have been contributed to why this movie is so bad. Right?
Well, he was the last song of the movie.
Was he? You noticed that song was like the song of the movie.
Oh, Niggas in Paris.
They strategically cut him out. You hear like Jay-Z ad-libs and stuff, but you never actually hear Kanye. But it's whether it's that song or things that he may have said in his interviews and stuff, as well as the whole Nick Cannon thing that happened a little bit before that. I think a lot of the stuff that might have been in the movie got chopped out, and we're seeing like the gag reel or like the ad-libbing that might have got done.
I don't think it was that serious.
A lot of the stuff that we're seeing are stuff that that should have gotten left on the cutting room floor, but the stuff that was in the script and was planned had to be taken out because when you have like an all-star movie like this, I remember like back in the day when they had that movie like Kingdom Come or something like that with like all of those black all-stars.
Yeah.
I was in the mall and they have like they'll just grab up me as a teenager and come watch this trailer and come watch this movie, and then you do the focus group because that's what they do with Black people, or when it's a Black movie or a movie that has to do with race or religion or something like that. They do a whole bunch of focus groups and say focus groups like this joke and don't like this joke, and focus, and they're like, we have the statistical data and the numbers don't lie. And I think that this movie might have fallen prey to post Kanye focus group scrutiny where they just cherry picked everything.
I don't think Jonah Hill's not the type that would give a shit about that. I was going to say, it's Kenya and Jonah Hill. They're just not. Yeah, those two when they both of them wrote this. I don't think they gave a shit necessarily with the whole Kanye thing. I think
I'm not saying when they wrote it. I'm saying they filmed it and they had to go back.
I don't think it's even that. I'm thinking everything that they wanted in the film was in the film. Unfortunately, I don't think there was had nothing to do with Kanye. There was no. I'm gonna edit this out. It was just literally they just thought it was funny and they put it out there. And there was parts that I thought was actually really funny. And there was other times mostly with the friend. The friend was like with the whole I got titties. She's like I got titties. She was hilarious, right? Everything else, I was just like, bruh. I was like, bruh. I was like, and I feel bad, y'all, because I'm the one that I even told y'all that it's like, yo, this trailer looks fire, and it did. That trailer looked fire. I was like, God damn, man, and then just be disappointed. I just knew Julia was going to kill it. She was the one that was just more like the whole and I just knew. I was like, I know they ain't gonna do this little sappy joke about the N-word with the whole thing on the whole hangman thing. And she's like, oh, does it start with the N-word? And I'm like, oh God. I was like, really?
And that was just unnecessary.
It's corny.
It was just unnecessary.
It was.
It was just.
If it was creative, if they did a creative way of her trying to do the whole N-word thing,
but
great.
It wasn't. Yeah. It was not creative. It was like, I'm just gonna slap you on both sides of your face the entire movie with racism.
And Lala's titties as there's no one they always had to bring up Lala's.
I think he was the best part of the movie. His jokes didn't fall flat. The exhibit jokes, and when he was singing Ordinary People, he was I
actually like that. I like the exhibit.
I thought that was funny.
I thought the exhibit every time he kept bringing up exhibit, I did like that.
And I thought of the couple, I thought he was the most inappropriate because the wife was trying to relate to her, even with the whole hair thing, she actually pulled the hair out. She was trying to relate to her, and then she's villainized for trying. She was the whole movie. She never said she's Black, she can't be part of the family. It was the opposite. Eddie Murphy, on the other hand, was never corrected.
He's like, fuck you, white boy.
Constant abuse, fucking degradation. He tried to record him to embarrass him. And his daughter never said stop.
And try to get his ass whooped in a barbershop.
And it's like this, and he was supported. This movie said it was okay. But this white woman has to apologize though. And I'm like, this is too much. I thought it would a different movie would have been focusing on the lesbians. That if for some reason, if the sister somehow felt like it was her and the Black girl, Mo, this is, if it would have been them trying
you say the assistant?
The sister.
Oh, I thought you said the assistant. I'm like, oh
no,
my God.
Okay, so the sister and Mo. The sister and Mo doing something modern, a lesbian interracial couple dealing with Black homophobia, from a Christian family dealing with, and she's not Jewish. It's not the fact she's not Black, she's Black, she's Jewish, she's not Jewish. So dealing with that would have been a different story, and they could have developed that. Terry was.
I don't think so. I think that would kind of get messed up too. If it's the same people wrote it, you know what I mean? Yeah. And if anything, I think the Black chick would actually kind of steal the shine of that white girl anyway. I think a lot of she just
Jonah Hill should have picked a different person to write.
Yeah, to help write this movie.
Yeah, and I love and I
Kenya Barris. No,
and no offense to Lauren London, man, she's a queen, beautiful as hell. I love looking at her or whatever, but they should have went for someone else. I know they're trying to keep it LA, They had the Nipsey going in the background, but bruh, and I know she's trying to do movies and shows again. They should have casted somebody else. I hate to just say.
I thought they were good together. I agree with him.
I didn't like. I didn't buy it. Even their last kiss just seemed forced at the end. That kiss that they did at the end. It's just all of it just was not. But the whole movie, even their relationship, it's just the only time they actually looked legit with them was like when they were in bed and they were kind of colored. That was the only time where I was like, oh, they look like a legit couple. Everything else, it just forced. It just looked awkward. It just looked awkward between the two.
Yeah. You know? I admit the script must have not been finished, because at the end, when Eddie Murphy comes up and says, whatever reason I told you to be here, it was a lie. I was like, that's a placeholder for a script. They didn't even finish it. Like,
no, that's Eddie Murphy, who was like, I'm sure he probably said, I can't fucking remember, but I'm Eddie. Let's just get this line over and get this bullshit movie over. Yeah. And they were like, fuck it don't matter. Like that was some Tyler Perry level stupid. Like right there. But I was just disappointed overall. So I was like, I'm not.
I was too.
Yeah, I was like,
I was disappointed. But like I said, if it was written by Joe, I could take Jonah Hill, right? But he could have got another Black person to write this with him, and it would have been a better movie. Yeah, and I just feel that way. I think they just missed the mark.
I thought it was going to be a Black Meet the Parents instead of like Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. I thought it was going to be more like Eddie Murphy was going to be more of like the Robert De Niro character.
But even Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, that was a very well done movie. Like nobody was ranting and saying all types of horrible things. There was actually debate about the concern of both of them. The parents were concerned about society. How are they going to deal with this with going out into society, in the society that they were living in at that time as a couple? Can they handle it? This is what you're going to be exposed to. So the parents were more concerned about, they didn't say, oh, we don't want you to get married. They were more about, this can happen, but you have to make sure you understand what it is that you're going to be up against.
That's why I think it was the wrong direction. If they went in the Meet the Parents way, it would have, Eddie Murphy could have been kind of like the same character, as opposed to it trying to be like, what do you call it? Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? It can't really work nowadays. There's too much intermixing now for it to have any sort of entertainment value. Like if you do Meet the Parents, where he's just in opposition, it could probably work better in that way, like a Meet the Fockers or.
And he needs better jokes, because all Eddie Murphy's jokes were dry and old, and they were terrible.
I was like, the whole Koofy thing, I was like, if it's your prized possession, why are you wearing it to a regular old dinner? Like, I could see if you wore it to the wedding, but I was like, yeah, all right, so something's gonna happen to this, and it was just like, start your stopwatch before something happens.
Oh yeah, you knew something was gonna happen. That's why they talked about it. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Stacey,
anywho,
I didn't watch it, so.
All right, so
what you mean you didn't watch it, you people?
David sent that text last night. I was like, oh.
I was like, I felt that. I was so mad. I left the room and I called Kim. I was like, "Fuck this movie." I was like, "Damn it!" I was when the daughter went off on the mom at the rehearsal dinner.
Because it wasn't the same. Like here's it. Julie should apologize, but for a completely different reason than why Eddie did. Eddie was off the rails in the sense of like, you deal with a father-in-law like that, like. Nah, you need to put that motherfucker in his place. Julie was just tone deaf. There's a huge difference.
That's it.
Huge difference. She was just tone deaf, which is manageable, and it can be annoying. But damn, you don't go off on her like that. You know what I mean? And then, so in that regards, yes, should she apologize? Yes, but when you're doing the same scene of Eddie doing all the crazy shit that he did, I'm like, that's not equal. Like maybe if they did hers first, maybe she apologized first. But it following Eddie is like making it seem like the issue that both Eddie did was the same. And I'm like, it was
Eddie
not.
She was way more outrageous.
She was trying. She was accepting.
She was just trying. She was
accepting.
She was trying to be accepting, but she was tone deaf. She was trying to do all the things that she thought she should be doing to accept this woman of color, but she doesn't really know. And she doesn't know. So she's naive. She doesn't know. And so but it didn't make her a bad person. Yeah. It really did not make her a bad person. Eddie, on the other hand, it's like you're just straight racist and knee along to. I was like, yes. I was like,
yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: the movie would have been, I think, I think I would actually like the movie at the end, at the wedding, if all of a sudden they have a musical guest and it's Exhibit. If Exhibit and then Dave Duchovny like shakes hands like, "Thanks for coming out, man." I think I would actually like the movie.
No.
If Exhibit came out at the end,
I would have David Duchovny rapping.
Oh hell
no. John Legend, and fucking Duchovny do that. I mean, that would have been awesome because when he did Coming to America too, and I couldn't believe that shit. I was like, to see him in this movie like that would have been awesome for the dance. They would have both played did a song for the dance. That would have been it. That would have tied that together, awesome. David Duchovny singing John Legend. I was like, I did not see that coming. That was by far the best part of the movie. I was like, hilarious. What
would have been really funny is if her whole costume thing would have been David Duchovny said, "All right, I got you a job styling Exhibit. I pimped you a job."
Okay, I like that. All right,
I think I would have hated it just for that joke alone. I think.
But Jumaane sold it. They're gonna be like that. They'll take it from Jumaane.
True. I feel you. I mean, what you said was actually better than some of the writing. So
yeah.
But as far as the whole screaming on Julia Louis-Dreyfus, if it had happened directly after that spa scene, I could probably go with it.
Spa scene again.
That was the most racist thing that I saw from her in the movie.
That's again not because she's trying to defend.
But that was her being tone deaf.
Yeah, but
it was. I mean, she was trying to defend her soon to be daughter-in-law, but she didn't even investigate thoroughly to find out what was really happening.
Yeah.
And then she had egg on her face when she was when the woman came and she was working there. Yeah. So it's like, oh wow, oh, I shouldn't have said this. I said a lot of stuff I shouldn't have said. It was just over the top. Yeah. And it was unnecessary. I was like, this is, oh my God. It was, the racism. But at the end, I was happy that the way that they got married, I thought that was really nice. They just got married. And
I thought the music was great. They kept it LA. I loved it.
Good.
Yeah. They reminded me of Insecure. It was really cool. I like it.
Yeah, it was like Insecure because it showed all LA, Compton, all that. That was really good. So the music and that, but
he's like,
no. I never didn't want to do it, but y'all said let's try it out. And
I will never watch ever again anything Kenya Barris does again.
Yes, if I would have known that up front, I would.
The thing is, I haven't really seen anything of Kenya for me to even say that.
Really?
No, I don't. I never watch. I don't watch Blackish. I don't watch.
Oh my God! Watch his show.
America
Black
too.
AF. Black as fuck.
I refuse to see Coming to America too. Nah, Coming to America is a classic. I will not mess with that. I'm not seeing two.
Kenya's show he had on Netflix called Black as Fuck. It's called Black AF.
Yeah.
Oh,
the worst show ever made on Netflix.
It was bad.
Yeah, you said the worst.
Fuck.
His show Grownish is good, and his show Blackish.
Wait, he's married to a white? Isn't he married to a white woman?
I have no idea.
I heard he divorced. I heard that too. He was married to a light skinned woman, and then I heard he divorced her and married a white one. I don't confirm that, but I know what you're talking about. What's time? Not funny. No. All right, guys. Marcus and crew, thank you guys very much for watching. Everyone, hope we had a great time this week. You will see us later on next week. Let's see what happens. I don't know.
Go football.
Have a great week, everybody.